Life can be beautiful if you let it.
In the bowl.
Yo, what do you know? Welcome to In the Bowl Podcast. Shout out to Hustle Five Ways for hosting us, as always. I'm your host, Naz.
You got Tallman, live from Dubai.
As always, In the Bowl Podcast is powered by your nation's own #1 Hookah mobile provider, CSHTU, where they not only do private events, they also do wholesale distribution and take your experience to that next level. What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. Just excited, man. Got a little tongue twister right there, but excited, it's been a beautiful week out here. You always giving us that forecast out there. Man, it's you guys in feeling good out here, so it's good, man, getting the sun rays.
Yeah, man. I see you got the elbows out today, man. I hope there's no ash over there. I hope you're good, man. Hope you moisturized.
I stay with an ashy check, you know what I'm saying? Lotion check. It's like mic check, you know what I'm saying? Lotion check, all that, No, what's going on now? What's going on your side?
Man, hot. I think the last 2 days it's been about 100 degrees out here, man. So it's definitely heating up. My outdoor activities are starting to become minimal with regards to walking the streets. Now everything is definitely mobile, man, and the truck and AC. But I'm not gonna complain. This is what I signed up for out here.
No, I feel you. But, of course, as always, before we go too deep in the conversations,
Yes,
cheers to another one. Cheers.
Another one.
Nah, but it made me think though, right? It made me, we always close all the time with, making sure your bowls or your hookahs are clean and you're ready for the next session. But it made me think. I was watching someone put together a bowl the other day, and you put the foil on top of the bowl, and you put your holes into it. So if you have like your little puncher that give the holes for it, if you don't have one, definitely get one. Definitely make it quicker. But a lot of people forget. Made me think about it. They forget to actually blow the bottom of the bowl to give a little bit of space between the foil and the tobacco, right?
Exactly.
It just gives a little bit of separation from the heat, where it's not directly on it, and lets it give it that even kind of burn as opposed to just singeing it right away, So that's a little quick tip for those out there who may be beginners at it, or some folks that forget, to make sure you have that space between the foil and the actual tobacco on it, so we can get a nice little airflow right there. But I thought I'd drop that little dime right there for you.
Nah, that's key. You gotta have that airflow. So when you take that first couple pulls, it's refreshing. You don't want to feel like you're about to donate half a lung, to get the hookah going. So that's right on time right there.
Nah, for sure. And as we, as folks are getting outside and we starting to mingle and just get out there again. The weather's starting to break over here. You want to enjoy some outside hookah sessions. Just make sure you have the proper prep. And it starts with the prep and all that. Even after each use, and then when you're about to start up that next session. So just make sure you got it right. And hit up CSHTU. They got a nice little etiquette. You check their website, they got a nice little etiquette tab on there to where they can where you can pick up some little pointers.
They're definitely informative. Or even if you have a hookah and don't know how to properly set it up. Just send them an email or hit them up on IG. I'm sure they'll get you straight, because I don't know about you, but I know in the last maybe 15 years, I bought I don't know how many hookahs, and not one hookah has come with instructions. You open the
That's
box
fair.
and it's just a bunch of parts, and it's up to you to kind of figure things out. And not to deviate or take too much time, but I remember I bought my first hookah up in Adams Morgan, and I'm sitting there, I'm smoking a hookah. I'm getting a nice little pull, but I'm not getting like the big clouds and what I was expecting from what I got in the hookah shop. I had come to find out I was smoking a hookah that had no stem on it.
Mm.
So I had to go all MacGyver with it. I had to remember, 7-Eleven, how they used to have like those big red Slurpee straws.
Yeah.
Man, I stuck a Slurpee straw in the bottom of the stem and connected that, to get a pull, because I was like, nah, we definitely gonna smoke tonight, man. We don't have time to run back in the stores. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. The store's closed, but you best believe the following day when the store opened up, man, I went there and I spoke my piece. We made things right.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be your own advocate. Sometimes you gotta get it off your chest. Sometimes.
Exactly, because I'm like, all things that are missing. I mean, if you don't have, a ball bearing, you can get a BB or something like that and get by with it. But not having a stem full hookah, man, that is just insane.
Yeah, yeah, no, for real. No, that's how it is. Again, with hookah, it's all about the airflow, right? It's science, right? It's a good circulation, good airflow. You got to have that, and in order to do that, you got to make sure you have the proper parts. Even what you mentioned, the ball bearing, right? Just inside the air valve where you can control the airflow into it. I mean, that is key to that experience and making sure that it is even, because you will have a better experience, like you said, and not feeling like you have to give up a lung. So,
Exactly.
so I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that, man.
Exactly, man. So what else is going on?
Nothing. I want to give a quick shout out. I know they was on the they was here, a few episodes ago, but I want to give a shout out to my guy over there at Risk Takers. He done blessed the kid again. They got this. He got this thing called a mystery box.
Okay.
And with this mystery box, I mean, everything he has, is fire. You know what I'm saying? So he has some heat. So what they do is in this mystery box for a certain fee, you can sit there and you just get an array of stuff. You know. And I mean, it's a nice amount too, right? It goes from your head to your toes, right? It goes from
Yeah.
socks, hats, hoodies, shirts, socks, so you don't know what you're gonna get in the box. I'll say it's more than 4 pieces, you know what I'm saying? And it's you don't know what it is, but like I said, definitely want to give a shout out for blessing the kid. I had to shout him out for that one. So
Yeah,
hat
man.
off
And
to
you
you,
said
good brother.
and it was more than 4 pieces?
Yeah, I think this box had like 5 or 6 pieces in it, and it's you know actually no, I think I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? I think it had to be like 7 or 8 pieces. Like I said, it goes from your head to your toes. And it's multiple of whatever garment may be. It can be multiple socks with that. So don't think it's just going to be only socks. You know what I'm saying? Or only hats, or just one. Only T-shirts. It's going to be a variety of whether it's hats, shirts, combos, and they're not going to be all matching pieces, right? You may get a matching
Okay.
sweatsuit, yeah, you may get that. You may get a jacket that ironically matches the hat. You don't know, or socks that you could throw with the piece or the fit. You know what I'm saying? But they're very strategic as to what goes in that box, so that if you want to wear jeans with a sweatshirt, even though if it came with sweatpants, you could still rock it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to give a big shout out to them. I think they doing some good things over there, and just adding that mystery box. And I know they're doing some good stuff. I know with that time of the year, with us being in Then in April, they got some events coming up. I think they got some pop-up shops happening. So definitely just
Okay.
check them out. But I'm not going to spend too much time, but definitely wanted to give a shout out to them and say what up and definitely appreciate it. So I want to throw that out there.
Definitely well deserved. I had to watch your video twice because I could have sworn I saw a XL in there that was set aside that was heading out to Dubai. I got to go back again and look at it, with a fresh set of eyes, to make sure that my shirt was in there because package looked substantial.
Yeah,
Definitely was well put together, So we'll talk about the contents of that package, offline,
there you
man,
go.
just to make sure that the sizes are correct in there.
There we go. They make sure you're right. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check in with the guy to make sure he got the shipping label right.
Exactly. I know it's definitely a lot cheaper, to send it to the DMV, so he probably just sent it there for the both of us. But like I said, man, we'll go to the box together, just to do an accurate
Hey,
accounting of all items.
I mean, it's fair. Like I said, you got it right. And like I said, it may have made a quick detour, but something coming out your way. So where he's at with it.
Nah, that's what's up, man. And I want to, first say, rest in peace to, Dwayne Haskins, man. I saw the alert, early in the week, the man passed away in South Florida, and it looks like, he may have been, hit while walking down the road. And I know there's still a lot of questions, surrounding that, but, I know he had a short stint with the Redskins, but,
Yeah,
or excuse me, Washington football team.
yeah.
But, just prayers out to the family and hope they get, the closure they need in that situation.
Nah, for sure, man. I had to look at that story a couple of times. It's brother was young, man. So much
Yeah,
more life.
24. Yeah,
So much
yeah.
more life, you know what I'm saying? So much more life. And that's why, I may start off all the time. Folks that know me, I like to have a good time. But it just makes you just always reflect as to and I talk about reflecting all the time. But it makes you just reflect and just think about how you don't know what, that next minute, that next second, that next day is gonna look like, right? So
Nah,
it's just cherishing it and enjoying, the moment,
yeah.
living in
Nah,
that
you got
moment.
to.
So definitely, like you said, definitely rest in heaven up there, man, and definitely prayers out to him and his family, and just all those that are connected and those just that's a tough loss right there, and it makes you forget all the other stuff, in that past. It just makes you just realize and think about, man. It's just tomorrow's not guaranteed, man.
Nah, it's not, man. You got to live it to the fullest. But while we're talking about football, and I know we got a quick episode this week, because it's second week of Ramadan out here, and got to run and take care of some things, when we wrap up. But I saw a story about Antonio Brown and Floyd Mayweather. So I read that Floyd Mayweather is putting his money behind AB. He's pretty much saying to NFL teams that, hey, look, we want you to sign this cat, give him another chance, give him a $20 million contract, and if he defaults, if he does something out of the norm, by standards, that Floyd Mayweather will pay that team the $20 million.
That's dope. I respect that. I
Yeah,
mean, it goes back to just how even when we talked about the Super Bowl, the halftime show, right? It's that time where there's so much craziness out here, and it makes you think. We got to support each other.
yeah.
Look at with all the shit going on out here, man. You gotta support each other, lift each other up, and have each other's back, man. You know what I'm saying? And keep your circle tight and just support your friends. And it makes you. It's funny you say that. Think about all these groups, right? And where folks are split up, groups done split up over
Yeah,
finances or whatever, man. But, we need to stop that whole tearing each other down and figure out how we can bring folks up.
exactly. Got to build together.
You got to.
So what you got over there? What's the topic of the week?
So let me ask questions. So it's there's been a couple topics out there, right? It's the first one is, it makes me think that and my question is, when do you think telling your partner the truth is going too far?
All right,
Right? Right.
I'm
Do you,
listening.
you know how they always say, what I'm saying? If you really folks, you should be open and being able to be honest with that individual, right? Do you think
This is
that
true.
do you ever think that there's ever a limit of how honest you could be? I was listening to the radio the other day and someone was like, this young lady asked this dude, was like, yeah, so, how am I, or what do you rate me? And dude was like, you all right,
Ooh,
right? Right.
ooh.
you know, um, but, and I don't know the dude's whole story, but maybe that was his truth. Maybe she was just all right, But all right could be relative, but we won't. That's a whole nother conversation, right?
Yeah,
Because you can say
yeah,
you can say all right in different ways. You can be like, oh, that's all right, or you can be like, yeah, that joint was all right. You know what I'm saying? Just that
yeah.
tone right there separates the difference, right?
The delivery is key.
Delivery is key. Like they say, not only about what
Tone,
you say, but how you
reflection, body
say
language.
it. The whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? You can say the same thing. Completely two different ways, all about you said, what I'm saying? Just in the nonverbal, your tone, whatever expressions you got in your face, what the mood is at that time, what mindset the receiver is, in. But do you think that there should be a limit or a threshold as to, especially someone who you love, or, what I'm saying, who you genuinely, what I'm saying, is your folks, that you could be honest with? Is there a level?
Yeah, no, I think it is, because you definitely have to have some transparency there, and give feedback, So if the dude came out and was like, yeah, I definitely think it needs to be followed up with something. You gotta at least go into what you like and what you don't like, so that way things are clear. Because if you just leave it at you all right, it kind of leaves a lot of things open there, where it's a lot their perception, it's gonna leave them wondering, so you gotta be like, hey, I like when you do X, Y, and Z, but I would prefer if you did A, B, and C more, A, B, and C less. Has to
Mm-hmm.
be some sort of feedback, I mean, it's like a supervisor sitting down with an employee, you got to give that feedback, full circle, where they're understanding things, because if it's something you don't like and they're constantly doing it, then that can make a situation just uncomfortable, which can open up a whole nother door to issues where people start stepping out to find something they're not getting. It
Mm-hmm.
just opens up the complexities, if you don't have that transparency there.
Man, and it makes you think, right? So basically, you just saying you gotta give them a sandwich compliment, right? You gotta you gotta give them the start with the good, give some more, saying constructive criticism, if that's what you
Oh,
want to
definitely,
call it, and then wrap it up with,
definitely.
what I'm saying, another compliment, right? But then it kind of takes away from it, right? So I hear you on that, but it's like, I don't know. It's saying it's saying you say it out of love, right? You're saying it out of, being genuine. They're not trying to be malice, but you're just like, yeah, your breath kind of stinks, or you know, um, you may have picked up a couple pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like, do you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like that there should be that kind of comfortableness in that relationship, friendship, or whatever that may be, um, that you should be able to have that open conversation with?
No, I think so, but it's all in how messages are received, because if you're just putting out, all the negatives out there, then that message is going to be received differently.
Mm.
So you gotta, kind of give the good with the bad, because if somebody is giving you like three things they don't like, about you, it's like that's what you're stuck on. So now you get into a defensive mode, where if
Mm.
it's kind of, painted with a, you know, what you like and what you don't like coming full circle, the message is better received. Because if you're like, yeah, you picked up a few pounds, your morning breath in the morning be kicking, you're gonna have a very awkward rest of the day, rest of the weekend, or rest of the week.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
but
that's very true.
it's all how the message is delivered. Because then that
Yeah,
person's thinking, oh well, you just don't like anything about me, and like I said, I mean, then things can go downhill quickly. It's like a
that's
snowball
true.
effect.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So you said something, right? That so this you gotta remember, you know what I'm saying? So for those that are listening, I don't want it to be received in the wrong manner. But you said something to where, when someone says if they're not getting something or whatever that may be, um, people start looking elsewhere, right?
Yeah,
Um, and so it goes into an open conversation as to, people being able to have those conversations and saying, hey, so this is what you like, this is what you don't like, blase, blase, and it's work, right? It's work in that
yeah,
area, right? And nothing that I would ever condone. But if that conversation has happened, and one individual likes a certain thing, right? Because we already know when you first start, you kind of give them that A1, right? You kind of show them the surface, right? And then as you start, building time or whatever, you really start seeing folks, and you start spending more time and time together. Do you ever think that, when you say looking out for it elsewhere, should that tie just be severed before you start looking out elsewhere?
uh, you know, older, wiser, more mature tall man says yes,
Mm,
but in reality, I think it's like, a job situation, man, where
mm,
you may not want to quit your job until you have another job lined up. And I think a lot of people carry that philosophy in all of life, where it's like, all right, look, I'm gonna ride this thing out. Okay, all right, well, look, I got some over here now. All right, now I'm gonna sever that tie, especially if it depends on the time of year it is. I mean, a lot of relationships and, situationships, of course, when the weather is colder, people are more tolerant of things, where they'll let some things slide. But, once that weather breaks and, the sundresses come out, day parties start, and everybody's out and about, people's patience just seems to dwindle.
mm.
So I think that also has a role to play in it. But older, wiser, tall man just live some life, who's at the point where it's like, all right, look, we ain't wasting time here. Where if something's not working out, it's like, hey, it's a conversation. Everybody go
Hmm.
their mutual ways, because
Yeah,
it's a lot easier to navigate situations, in all honesty, when you're up front.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
when
That's
you when
true.
you let things just linger and the situation just declines, that makes that exit strategy and moments after the exit strategy just uncomfortable and more stress and headache.
Yeah.
So me personally, I would rather just go ahead and nip in the bud versus, drag things out. If I gotta go,
Yeah.
2 weeks or a month without a job, and I'm like, it's gonna make me hungrier to find another gig. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not so much for the overlap. But
Yeah.
again, we know that how individuals are, and more often than not, there is a lot of overlap.
Yeah, they always say it's always easier looking for a new job when you got a job, right? So, but like you said,
Exactly.
that's a tough way. But now let's make sure we
Yeah.
understand, it's one of those things to where, it's at the end of the day, you just always want to make sure that you say you are open and honest and able to have that conversation, right? So, you don't ever feel like you need to look for that job,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those. I know that's a touchy subject, and it goes into what people want, right? And people should be able to be honest, right? And I know like Cam Newton right now, right? He's getting a lot of slack right now. He's getting a lot of slack because of what what his thoughts are and what he believes in. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you can peel that onion back, and there's so many layers into to what the guy said, right? And
It,
you
it
know,
is. It is.
talking about how women should be like submissive or whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you think, right? Are there it seems like or I don't know even how to word it. To be honest, it's like, would you prefer what I'm saying a strong, powerful woman, or a woman that just is a yes woman, right? It's one of those things to where it's like I don't know. I think the women who I've been around, in my family, who I see on a day to day basis, or or part of my life and in my upbringing, they were
Okay.
strong. They were strong, vocal. Kind of ran the family. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's seeing that, and a lot of people want what kind of what they've seen growing up. To kind of shift through the good and the bad, and pick the parts that they want, right?
Yeah.
And it makes you think. Like for me, I know I prefer what I'm saying a woman that is not is that has a backbone. You know
Definitely.
what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Not afraid to advocate for themselves. And shoot, you know what I'm saying? Shit, they can make more money than I make. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I want someone who's out here going get it.
Exactly.
And that's that's what I think. So I think when you made that comment, I think that's a fine line right there when you talk about you know being submissive, or what I'm saying, being quiet, or being too vocal. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know why I just don't see how that can be entertaining for someone just to always continue to say yes to you. I don't know. For me as a man,
Yeah.
like I like hunting. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that challenge. You
Yeah.
know, and so that's a tough line right there.
No, it is because you want to have that balance. You want to have kind of the best of both worlds, and you don't want it to swing too much in one direction. Because you can have a woman or a partner that is too vocal about things to where it feels
Mm,
like they're always on your back, and then you can have one that's too much of an agreeer, because I
mm,
don't want to say a yes man and make it, gender based.
yeah.
But you want somebody who can, call you out on things and keep you
Mm,
honest, because your
yeah.
partner should be, there to push and pull you, and make you
Yeah.
a better person, and vice versa. Because even when you look at friendships, you don't always want, a yes man around you.
Yeah.
Because if it's something you're doing wrong, you want somebody to call you out on and address it, So that way, at least you're aware of it and you can correct it. But if somebody's just constantly saying, yes, then that situation, may not be, the greatest.
Yeah, like you said, I think you said, it's about that circle. And when they talk about, the people who you keep around you, right? You don't want that person who's just always going to say yes. You want to have that balance, right? And
Exactly.
keep you on point, keep you accountable, you know. And that's like you said, from any relationship,
Yeah.
and you want to make sure you're doing stuff right. And like they say, you can't be the smartest person in your circle. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Nah, nah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to push and pull each other. And so that you can make sure that the folks you are around are, what I'm saying, just as solid and thorough as you are, and they can help you become more thorough.
Exactly. And sometimes, the truth hurts, but we need that, we need that accountability. It's
True,
like I said, if
true.
a person is always just saying yes and, not looking out for your blind spots, man, you're just setting yourself up for failure, man. You got to have that balance there. And like you said, that's in all relationships, all situations. You need that and you want that because that helps you grow as a person.
Facts, 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 facts. It's the name of the game, growth. Where you all have always.
But I mean, going back to Cam Newton for a second, I heard the message, and I heard what he was trying to convey. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I couldn't fully receive the message just based on the outfit that Cat was wearing. I know Cam Newton has his eclectic style, but it was just a lot of things going on. I know he's a big hat guy, and it was just the outfit. I really couldn't get past it. Now if I just heard the audio of it and didn't have the video to go along with it, I think I would have been a little bit more open and keying in to the words he was saying. But there were times he was
Mm,
talking where I just kept getting lost mentally. Like, what
mm.
is this dude wearing, and why is he even wearing that?
Yeah, man. I know we talk about people living their truth, but that's a wild boy right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude,
Exactly.
dude is wild. Dude definitely got his own little style, and I don't know. I think you say a lot of the messaging can get lost. You just, you're like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like you say, it's a lot in the nonverbal part also that you pay attention to. Like, where you coming from?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, rule number one, when you're presenting, and it's your appearance, because you don't want folks to get distracted by your outfit or
Yeah,
your. Well, we're just gonna leave that outfit. We're not gonna get into other stuff, as we can go down that rabbit hole. But you don't want people to be distracted or blinded by those surface level things. You want the content to speak for itself. So I think, downplaying that outfit, his content would have been better received, in my opinion.
yeah, for sure. For sure. Like you said, sometimes maybe the audio is better sometimes. But yeah, that's a tough one though. It gets into, we talk about relationships and stuff like that all the time as well. And I don't know. I mean, like they say, it's in all that, in all aspects of your life, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's your intimate relationship, whether it's your just friends, you know, you want to make sure that they got a voice. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that, what I'm saying,
Yeah,
you also empowering them to feel comfortable, enough to be vocal.
Yeah, yeah, you want a safe place, for folks to, be able to communicate. And you also got to be in a position where, sometimes you just sit there, shut up and listen.
Yeah,
As they
that's
always
fair.
say, we got, two ears and one mouth, and if you're talking, you can't hear.
Yeah,
So
that's
sometimes
true.
we just got to sit still and be receptive and be an active listener to actually,
Yeah,
hear and receive and take in and process,
yeah,
the feedback that's been given to us, because as soon as somebody says something, I mean, our first instinct, just as humans,
yeah,
especially if it's something, negative, is to, jump to defend and, react and, try to explain things away versus just sitting there like, okay, all right, I got you. All right. So that's what you see and just take it all in. We don't do enough of that.
yeah. There you go. Be slow to talk, quick to listen. You know,
And I won't
and
lie, I'm a big, I'm a habitual, you know, rationalizer, because me, I want to get, my point across of, this is why, I do certain things. But again, the older, wiser, more mature tall man is trying to sit still more and just listen. Because, a lot, like I said, that feedback is key. You need that, that's what keeps
yeah,
you on your toes.
yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. So what else you got?
Nah, nothing much, man. Nothing much. The background is lighting up behind me, so that means, I gotta get out of here. But
Uh,
before I dip, man, what you got going on this weekend?
it's a big week. We about to be out in H Town. So if you see us out there in H Town, definitely say what up. About to be out there, just kicking it and going, say, go a couple little spots out there and just kick it. So yeah, man, just about to go out to H Town and enjoy some of that.
Okay.
That's Southern hospitality right there. So I'm looking forward to that. You know,
Yeah.
so good things happening. What's up with you? What's up on your side?
A lot of good food out there. Well, this weekend got a boat, a little boat cruise. It's almost like
Mm-hmm.
a boat potluck. Somebody is renting a yacht. So, gonna go out there and cruise on the water while breaking bread. So that should
Mm-hmm.
be pretty cool. There've been a
Yeah.
lot of iftar, gatherings. Iftar, during Ramadan is the meal you have, after you've been fasting. So it's a big thing. So definitely been trying to take advantage of different spots around here that have iftar dinners. Went to
Okay.
one nice Lebanese spot, which was awesome. And as soon as they brought out the appetizers, which was like 5 or 6 different things, you had your hummus, had your grape leaves, had some baba ganoush, just had just a assortment of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting here, getting ready to dip my bread in the hummus, and I see somebody walk by with a hookah. I'm like, oh, they got hookah in here too. I was like, oh yeah,
Uh,
this spot right here is a winner.
there you go.
So I was all for that, so that was cool. And second truck, just reached, just touched down, so about to get that truck registered and have that on the road next week. So we'll have 2 vehicles, so definitely
Mm-hmm.
excited about that. I'm a big car guy, so I went from having my fleet, down to one. So, now at least, we're sitting at two. So that's cool. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I was at a parking meter and I was trying to pay for my parking. So I'm going on the app, man. I realized I got a traffic violation. So I'm sitting here trying to, pay the meter to hop out and, get to, where I was going. And, I see a ticket. So I'm sitting here trying to decipher the ticket. 'Cause it was like improper lane change or something like that. And I did the conversion rate for the currency. I'm like, man, that's $100 ticket. So
Damn.
I'm sitting here looking at the time, like, all right, 17:37. Where was I going? How did that happen? So definitely, Dubai has, tons of cameras out here on the roads. It wasn't a speeding ticket,
Mm.
so I'll accept that. But I'm like, all right, we can go ahead and scratch that one off. Got my first parking ticket, my first month here. Now I got my first speed, well, not speed, but my first traffic violation. So hopefully for the next 6 months, I can steer clear of these violations and fines, man. It's cutting into my hookah fund.
Getting accustomed to the road of the ways of the road. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that.
Exactly.
But
So,
nah, that's what's up.
so next this weekend, since I paid that citation, I can't have the premium hookah. I got to just go with the base flavors, man. I can't get fancy with it, man.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Now,
Can't.
I forgot to mention, man. I definitely, like I said, we talk about stuff coming up, man. It's I want to definitely give a shout out to Chef Rosen. You follow him also, and Chef Rosen 87. He got a brunch coming up, a little day party coming
Okay.
up. It's brunch and blunts, and yeah,
Okay.
since I know Seisha to you gonna be out there, they're gonna be having hookahs and you know, uh, there's various courses that you can try, and it's a good little time out there. So, check them
Okay.
out, see what's going on. Holla at my folks, Seisha to you. Holla at Chef Rosen, on that. And then I know, Cinco de Mayo's coming up, and so the folks over there at Smiles and Good Times, they were just hitting me up, telling me about they got a big brunch, and they're gonna have infused tacos, variations
All
of
right.
that. So and yeah, they partnered up with Seisha to you, for that one. So a lot of stuff going on as this weather continues to break. So as it comes on, we'll make sure we have these folks, chime in and just
Definitely.
say what up. So a lot of good stuff going on.
Definitely, man. I like it. I like it. Well, hey, before we head out of here, once again, shout out to Sheesh to you. Don't forget you can follow them on IG. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at In the Bowl Pod. Leave us your feedback. We always give you our expert opinions on matters. So if you agree with us or don't disagree with us, drop us a comment. Let us know your perspective, your point of view. We'll definitely engage, and we're here to listen. Also, if you have a
Mhm.
flavor, blend, or brand you want us to try, also drop that in there as well, and we'll give you our expert feedback. And as always, don't forget to clean out your hookah. We kicked off the episode talking about setting your bowl up and making sure your bowl is right for that pull and that airflow. But again, when you're shutting things down, go ahead, clean it out so that way it's ready for the next time and you're good to go. So until next week, be easy.
There you go. Like always, click, like, and subscribe.